probably have a few people pop on during, but let's see. Okay. Okay, you guys, it is April 23rd, which is hard to believe. We are almost through April. And today's topic is self-love, and specifically how we can implement different strategies to actually take action with self-love. And if anybody was on our last week's call, I'm going to just share my screen here for a moment. But if you were on last week's call, you know that we spoke a little bit about alignment with not only your goals in your head, but also goals in your heart, and how important it is to actually have alignment when we're talking about different goals and thoughts and everything about those goals. So this week, what we're talking about is self-love. And I don't know about you, but for myself, I feel like that term is thrown around quite a lot lately. And you see it on Instagram, you see it on social media, you see it when you're reading something. And a lot of times we just kind of read it and think, yes, self-love. But do we really have ways and actions to implement actionable ideas that can help us turn those thoughts and those goals when it comes to self-love into something that can affect our lives? So self-love is a lot of it has to do with releasing negative thoughts, right? And replacing those thoughts with some positive thoughts. Self-love has to do with tangible things that we can, let's see, somebody's trying to join here. Tangible things that we can actually do for ourselves, but also thoughts in our head that can help us love ourselves a little bit more. So we're going to dive right in. I'm just going to admit one more person here. Cheyenne, are you able to admit somebody who's in the waiting room?
I'm not an admin on this one.
Okay. Let's see. Let me just go here and admit. Sorry, guys. One moment here. Gosh. Guys, it's not letting me admit somebody. It looks like somebody got kicked out too. 1 second, guys. Nope. Okay, well. Okay, sorry guys, here we go. There we go. Okay, hopefully Heidi and Theona, you're back in. And now I'm gonna share the screen again. Okay, can you see the screen now? Everybody can see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that little participants there that I'm seeing? Okay. I see a big block in the middle of my screen. If you guys don't see it, I'm just going to continue on. Does anyone else see that big white block?
No.
No, we're good. We just see the presentation.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to ignore that then. Okay, so as I was saying, when we are able to align our thoughts and our actions when it comes to self-love, then that is where the real magic happens. A lot of times what we do is we'll think things and we'll try to change our thoughts, and we will change a negative thought to a positive thought, or we'll tell ourselves in the morning, maybe if we're doing some affirmations, that this is going to be an amazing day. I love my body. I love where I am. But then certain things happen throughout the day where we're not in alignment with our actionable ideas with those thoughts. So releasing negative thoughts and replacing them with positive thoughts. Finding concrete and realistic things that we can do to show ourselves self-love and to also be in alignment with what we think. And I don't know about you, but I thought for a really long time that taking care of everybody else was a form of showing that I loved everybody else so much and that I wanted to give all I had to everybody else. But I wasn't taking care of myself until the leftovers were there. So for example, especially when I had kids, I was so excited to have my daughter, and I just poured everything I had, heart and soul and energy, into her. And then one day I realized, I think somebody must have mentioned it, or I must have read it somewhere, that if I'm not first and foremost taking care of myself, then how can I first and foremost take care of other people in a way that is what they deserve? And so I thought for a while that if I took care of myself first, that was the selfish thing to do. But I've learned over the years that that's the exact opposite. And taking care of ourselves means that we're best taking care of everybody else. And that means that we're being less selfish than we would if we were doing the opposite. So for me, it was a really big shift that had to happen, where I every morning take care of myself first and foremost, so then I can best take care of everybody else. So you've probably heard, you can't pour from an empty cup. Same thing. If we're not taking care of ourselves, then it's hard for us to be able to pour out to everybody else. Okay, so most of us, I think, on this call are working on already thinking positively about ourselves, whether it's through mantras, whether it's through, exercise, whether it is through affirmations in the morning. But sometimes we get stumped on tangible ways to do this, and tangible ways to give ourselves self-love and self-care. And so I'm going to shift to the next screen here, and I'm going to ask everybody to, first and foremost, if you have a piece of paper, if you have a notebook next to you, and if you don't, that's okay. But at some point this week, write a list of things that you love about yourself on one side. And then on the other side, write a list of things that you would like to improve about yourself. So for me, it was things I love about my body, things I love about myself, things I love that I do. And then on the other side, it was things that I wanted to improve. And it says 3 here, but you're welcome to write as many as you want. And if you have a piece of paper and you want to do that now, great. If you don't, at some point this week, make a point to sit down and just write a list, and keep that list going. It doesn't have to just be 3 things and then you're done. Keep that list going, because what we can do with that list is, first of all, the things that you love about yourself and the things that you love about your body and who you are, that list can be referred to at any time. So if there's a time when you're feeling down, if there's a time where you need a little pick-me-up, if there's a time where you just want to go through that list and choose some things for a mantra, maybe for the morning, or for your affirmations for the morning, that can be a great resource for you. On the other side, where we have things that we're sort of at war with, or things that we want to improve, those are things and those are opportunities that we can really work hard on, whether it's by ourselves or whether it's with a coach or whether it's with a friend. Those are things that we can use to work hard on to change our thinking. If you haven't read the book, oh gosh, I forgot what it's called now. Mean Girl. I got to remember what the book is called, but there's a book that is fabulous about turning off the mean girl in your head. And that mean voice in our head can come at any single time of the day. And so that just means that there's certain times when we think to ourselves, oh, I can't do this, or oh, I'm not good at this, or oh, I wish I was better at that, or whatever it may be. That is the mean girl voice in our head that oftentimes can be on the list that is the side that we're at war with, or the side that we're not totally happy with. So turning that mean girl voice is a huge opportunity to then make it a positive that we can put into the things that we love about ourselves. So if you haven't written your list, please be sure to do that at some point this week, and just try to work with that list and try to refer back to it, both on the positive and on the negative side. Okay, so back to the self-love and self-care and how we can really work on having actionable ideas to A, change the thoughts, B, physically take care of ourselves, and C, try to put those two together so that our thoughts are in alignment with our actions. I'm going to go to the next page here, and we're going to see a long list here of some of the things that I love, some of the things that Cheyenne loves, some of the things that we really enjoy when we're talking about self-love. So when we're thinking of this list, it might look like some of these are, just frivolous or something that you don't like yourself. That's okay. But a lot of them are probably things that you do like yourself. But this is a list that you can create for yourself. And what I like to do with this list is, on the left side, I put all of the things I can do that cost no money. And then on the right side of my list, all of the things that I can do that do cost money. And so if I'm looking for some form of self-care, right now it's hard to go out and get a massage unless somebody like Heidi's coming to your house, or it's hard to go out and get a pedicure or a manicure. Those are things that would be on the side, the monetary side. But right now we can do some of those things from home without spending money. So during this time, the list that we're probably going to use more would be on the left side. However, we have also given you some of our favorites that you can order off of Amazon of ways you can take care of yourself. But let's just talk about it for a minute. So dry brush and self-massage with oil, Epsom salt bath, face mask, preparing fresh juice. It can be as simple as preparing something that is beautifully colorful with whole foods that really makes your body feel great. A nighttime routine before sleep, gratitude journal. Those are all things that sometimes we don't think of as self-love, but that are the ultimate forms of self-love. I know for myself, when I go to Trader Joe's, I love to buy a little bouquet of flowers. They're inexpensive and they make me feel really happy when I look at them in the house. Reading a great book. Some people feel really good when they put on lipstick and lotion. I mean, it can be really simple things that help us to align the actionable ideas with the ideas and thoughts in our head when it comes to self-care and self-love. Does anybody have any that they want to share that they like to do that maybe is not on this list? Okay, that's okay. I would encourage you to make a list, and I would encourage you to make a list of both the ones that cost money and both and those that don't. And then what we're gonna, the goal of ending this call, not quite yet, but at the end of the call, is to have a list of maybe 3 that we're gonna focus on for the week ahead. So let's say you're gonna pick 3 of those things to focus on for next week, from Thursday to Thursday or Sunday to Sunday, whatever you wanna choose. I would encourage us to choose 3 of those things and then to actually schedule them into our calendar. So how many times, and maybe it's just me, but I doubt it, how many times do you think to yourself, I am gonna take a Epsom salt bath before bed tonight, I'm gonna read a book, and I'm gonna just take that time after my kids go to bed to really focus on taking care of myself, and then it doesn't happen for one reason or another. I have found that just like scheduling a meeting in, scheduling your self-love and your self-care routine is very important as well. So I have found that if I write, okay, 3 nights a week, those are going to be the nights that I'm actually going to take a bath, or I'm going to meditate, or I'm going to do yoga at night. And scheduling that in really helps me to stay on track and to be accountable to myself when it comes to self-care. It's really easy if we can schedule ourselves a massage, or we can schedule ourselves a pedicure in times that we can go out. But these are the times that are really important to be sure that we're pouring into ourselves so that we can take care of everybody else. And we know that if you live with somebody, we're in tight quarters at times, we're all together a lot. And if you're alone, it's just as important too, because it can be lonely. And when we do these things that help us love ourselves more and help us to take care of ourselves in a way that, you know, can be very simple, but that can go a long way, then we're able to best take care of everybody else around us. And then we're able to feel good about ourselves. And then we're able to turn that mean girl voice off when you hear her in your head, and to just flip the switch and to make something positive out of it. Okay, does anybody have anything to add? What they like to do? Any questions, anything? Okay, let's go to this. All right, here are some of our favorites. So cooling face spray. I mean, it can be as simple as just taking a couple spritzers, and this weekend is going to be nice weather out, just to do something that cools you off and that feels good on your face. Almond body oil, I do not have that, but I'm going to put that in my cart on Amazon because I love the smell of almond, and that is just something that is a way of taking care of your skin and a way of taking care of yourself in a very simple manner.
Alethea,
Yes.
I want to add a few things on this. So with the summer months, one of my favorite things with these cooling sprays, and we did make this list from Amazon because, let's be honest, everything is closed or awkward or hard to get to right now. So I went on Amazon and made sure that everything on our list is available and it's really affordable. But with these cooling sprays, I put them in the fridge. So when I get done with the workout, whether it's at home or a yoga studio or outside, I spray that, and it's a game changer. I also love to do it kind of after a face mask. that face spray feels really good and nourishing after we've kind of opened up our pores and cleaned stuff out. And then with the dry brush, so the dry brush is something you would want to do before an oil massage. I try to do it in the mornings before showers. And if anybody on the call is unfamiliar with dry brushing, Alethea and I will send you out a how-to with the dry brush and the body oil. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, awesome. I love those ideas. And as far as a hot cup of tea, I don't know about you, but a hot cup of tea can do wonders, not only just, drinking and hydrating, but just for feeling warm and happy and filling your heart with something that is just so simple as a warm cup of tea. And if you have a favorite tea, like I have a favorite tea that I get off of Amazon that it's an orange spice, and I just absolutely love it. And there's something so comforting about that if you're cold, or if you are, today's a perfect day in Salt Lake with the weather as it is, if you just need something to warm your heart, I find that a cup of hot tea does that so beautifully well. If anyone has any others to share, we always love new ideas, and I always love new ideas for my list, and I would love it if you chat it in, or you can even just speak up. Okay, moving on. Okay. Goodness gracious, I see a chat. Let's see what it says. But I
Oh
cannot.
yeah, I'm drinking tea over here too.
Yay, awesome.
Best way to start this morning.
That's wonderful. Okay, so our goals for today and our goals moving forward for this week ahead, if you've been on any of the previous calls, it's sort of a series where we try to build one off of the other, but it's okay if you weren't on the previous calls, because each one of them has a takeaway that hopefully will enhance what you're doing already in your life. But our goal for this week is to create a practice of self-love. So to create something that sort of becomes like brushing your teeth, or like whatever you do on a regular basis that just is a habit, you don't even think of it any longer. I know for me, it's a work in progress, and I have to really consciously work hard to get to the point where it's self-love and self-care and just scheduling all that in has to be a conscious effort for me. And so, like I said, what the goal is for today would be to take your list of, first of all, take your list of things I love about my body and things I want to work on, and turn those into thoughts that can be positive. But also, for each one of those, we can also think about something that enhances that, or something that complements that very well with self-love. So for example, I love that I have strong muscles in my body. That's one of the things I wrote on my list. And for me, to keep that and to keep that feeling and to enhance that, I love to exercise daily. That's just something that has become like brushing my teeth for me. I don't even have to think about it anymore. It's just part of my day. So when we look at our list of things we love, you can also put something next to it that is going to be, how can I continue that, and how can that be part of my self-care and part of my self-love routine? On the flip side, when we look at our things that we want to improve or that we are not completely happy with when it comes to our body, for me, this is probably TMI, but my stomach, I had some gut issues that I wanted to enhance. And so that meant the very most important thing that I could do for that was figuring out nutrition and figuring out what worked best for me. And I will tell you, when your stomach feels good and when you feel good and lean and happy about what you're putting in your body, that changes everything. So again, self-love and self-care can come in the form of what you're putting into your body. Are you putting food into your body that is nourishing you? Are you putting food into your body that is making you feel good? Are you putting food into your body that is making your body work harder? Because that's a form of self-love as well. I have a tank top that says "Eat like you love yourself," and I love that one because it is so true. So those are just different ways that you can use your list of things I love about myself and things I want to improve about myself to connect all the pieces when it comes to self-love. And then let's talk about the self-care and self-love list. You have your side that doesn't cost money. You have your side that does cost money. Go ahead and just keep adding to that, because there might be a time when you're just, at your wit's end. I know for homeschooling, anyone else who's homeschooling, Lonnie, I know you can attest to this. It's hard. I mean, we get through the first hour and I'm done. So when it comes to something like that, what are ways that I could just look at my list and say, okay, I can't go take a bath right now because I'm in the middle of homeschooling, but what's something on my list that I can do to revive myself to then go and finish the homeschooling? And sometimes it's as easy as taking 5 seconds or 5 deep breaths, or just going in another room and saying, kids, can you give me a moment, and putting on some music and dancing to it. So put something on your list that, or find something on your list that can help you at any time when you need it throughout the day. Okay, so we are going to move on here. So to end this, before we move on to our meditation, does anybody have any questions? Does anyone have anything that they want to add, or that they do that works for them, or anything? If you do, just unmute yourself and speak up. And if not, I am always here for questions afterwards. Cheyenne is always here for questions afterwards. She's going to lead us through an amazing meditation that is one way to really connect with ourselves and to really understand different thoughts and different ways that we can use breath and we can use our mindset to actually show ourselves love. So I'm going to turn it over, unless anyone has questions, and turn it over to Cheyenne and get comfortable.
Do you want to change the screen so it's just on the speaker instead of the slide?
I sure do. For some
Okay,
reason.
that's great. So I work with clients who are working on trying to improve their nutrition and focus on how to eat better for their body. And that includes for energy, to get stronger, to lose weight, to kind of face eating disorders that a lot of us have tendencies to have had to deal with in our lives before. And when we start to develop a self-love, self-care practice, we get in touch with what's going on with our bodies. And these lists that Alethea has given you are ways for you to get to know yourself. So we've given you kind of some of our self-care routine, which is fun, but the best way to figure out where your self-love is to figure out your own routine. And to be honest with you, 5 years ago, I didn't even have a routine. I think it was just like, oh, my toenails need to be painted today, so I'm going to do that. Or, oh, I'm breaking out, so I'm going to go reach for a face mask, and hopefully that improves it. What I've found as I fine-tuned my own self-care routine, I found a higher confidence in myself and also the way that I look, but more importantly, how I feel. Sometimes we wake up and we're like, I'm just having a bad day, and I just woke up. I have a self-care routine for those days, and it starts with a song. So one of the things we didn't add in this list that I wish we would have is find a song that's your song, that empowers you. And it might change when I've gone through different things in my life, like a breakup. Lizzo was my anthem for maybe a month or 3. And when I was having a tough time, feeling kind of low, I would just blast Lizzo, and it would help me get out of that funk. Now, there's spiritual music that helps us connect to our spiritual side, and that might be, some type of Enya type of a song. That's just for an example, or like a yoga meditation sound. Sometimes we might want to get in touch with our child side and put on something silly, like 90s girl rock music. Whatever it is, I encourage you to try to find a song this next week before we meet again that really resonates with you. And if you find yourself feeling down with all of this COVID and adjustment and changes, put it on and just see if that doesn't make you switch your train of thought for that moment. What we find is if we try something and it makes us feel better, we're more likely to try it again. So the trick is to figure out what's going to make you feel better. It's not just being on autopilot, like every Sunday I do a face mask. While that is good, it's really being in touch with the face mask makes me feel good because I'm taking care of my skin. That Epsom salt bath makes me feel good because I'm willing to let go of everything that's happening this week. That dry brush makes me feel good because I'm getting all the cells in my body moving around. I can feel the energy coursing as I'm dry brushing my body. The massage is really good if you're kind of alone during this time. Self-massage is great because we need touch, even if it's our own touch. It really helps us reduce our stress. We're going to go ahead and do a meditation. So if everyone can find a comfortable seat, and if you have any distractions, to maybe let those go. Take a few really nice breaths with me. So inhale for 4 and exhale for 4. One more. Inhale for 4. Hold and slowly exhale for 4. Softly close your eyes. Take another long, slow, deep breath and breathe it out. Take one more last deep breath. Inhale for 4. Bring it all the way down to your toes and then breathe back out slowly. Start by sending loving kindness to yourself. Imagine you are looking at yourself like you are looking into a mirror. Feel love swirling around you and in your heart. Send the love from your heart to yourself. Think to yourself, I love myself. May I be safe. May I be happy. Next, imagine you are looking at your family. Parents, brothers, sisters, grandparents, children. Feel love moving around in your heart. Send the love from your heart to your family. Think to yourself, I love my family. May my family be safe. May my family be happy. Now imagine you are looking at your friends and teachers, coaches, anyone who inspires you. Feel love swirling around in your heart. Send the love from your heart to your friends, your coaches, the people who inspire you. Think to yourself, I love my friends. May my friends be safe. May my friends be happy. Next, imagine someone who has hurt you or hurt your feelings standing in front of you. Feel love moving around in your heart. Send the love from your heart to this person who has hurt you. Think to yourself, I love this person even though they hurt me. May this person be safe. May this person be happy. Last, let's imagine the earth. All of the people, plants, and animals that live here. Feel love moving around in your heart. Send the love from your heart to the earth and all of its beings. Think to yourself, I love the earth and all of its people, plants, and animals. May they all be safe. May they all be happy. Now, place your hand on your own heart. Feel all of the love coming back to you. Feel the love that is coming back to you from your family, your friends, your guides, your coaches, from us, all of the people and beings of the world. Let that love into your heart. Pause for a moment. Now, as we finish, take a slow, deep breath and wiggle your toes as you breathe it out. Take one last deep breath and let it out slowly. And you can open your eyes as you're ready. Thank you so much for joining us. We found that these little meditations have helped us reconnect as we felt off through this crazy time that's changed so many things. We really hope that you guys will join us again. And if there's any certain topics that you want, send them over and we will make sure to include those. So Lethea, do you want to close us out?
Thank you so much, you guys, for joining. I know it's a busy, crazy time, but just even a little break in your day like this hopefully can go a long way. And we will send up some information regarding the dry brush. I see your comment there, Adrian. And yes, there will be a recording of Unia, so you can have that as well. Join us next week if you can, and every Thursday at the same time. And have a wonderful week. And we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.